Now, let's look at the components of a computer. Before that, we will see the learning outcomes. By the end of this session, you will be able to get an idea about different computer components and their functioning. Identify the critical component within the CPU. We all know that there are various components in a computer, some of which are physical and can be seen conspicuously, such as the monitor, keyboard, and CPU. However, other vital components are embedded inside the CPU. One such is the microprocessor, which can be compared to the human brain because all computer functions start executing at the microprocessor. The microprocessor is located on the motherboard within the CPU. But, all these electronic, physical components that are different entities need to work as a single unit. And these components need instructions to make them work in a particular manner. That is made possible through software. Without software, they cannot function. It is the same with software, and it requires hardware to implement the logic. For instance, you bought a mobile phone, but making calls and WhatsApp requires various software. Otherwise, the device is like a dead one. So likewise, the purpose will not be solved if there is a software and no device. Thus, hardware and software together constitute a computer. Now, looking into the hardware components of a computer, they can be broadly classified into three units. Namely the input devices, the CPU, and the output devices. The input unit. The input unit consists of devices such as the keyboard and mouse, which enable users to enter data into the computer. Next, the central processing unit or the CPU. The CPU is considered the core part of a computer because it performs major functionalities, such as storing and processing data. The CPU also consists of floppy disks, a hard drive, optical disk drive, 3 or 4 RAM modules or slots, and a microprocessor. It is to be noted that some of the most critical components of the CPU, namely the microprocessor and RAM, are located on the motherboard within the CPU. Inside the CPU, we can also see the power supply unit and a system fan. The most vital part of the CPU, the microprocessor, is again categorized into 3 divisions. It consists of the control unit, the arithmetic logical unit, and the memory unit. While the control unit transfers the instructions and data, the memory unit helps store the data and instructions. The ALU unit contains 2 sections, namely the arithmetic and logic section. The arithmetic section involves performing arithmetic operations such as addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. The logic section performs logical operations such as matching, comparing, analyzing, and selecting. As a result, the entire operations of the computer are controlled by the CPU. Next, output devices. Through the output devices, users can get information processed and generated by the computer. Examples of output devices include a monitor, printer, webcam, and speaker. This is a brief description of computer components.